The sun was setting over the small town of Willowdale, casting long shadows across the playground. Children laughed and played, their joyful cries echoing through the air. Among them was 10-year-old Lily, her curly brown hair tied back in a ponytail, her bright green eyes shining with excitement. As she swung on the swings, Lily noticed a peculiar sight: a tall, ancient tree standing at the edge of the playground, its branches twisted and gnarled. Carved into the trunk was a strange symbol pulsing with a soft, blue light. The children had nicknamed it the talking tree. One day, while exploring the playground after school, Lily approached the tree cautiously. She felt an inexplicable pull towards it, as if it were calling to her. Suddenly, she heard a low, rumbling voice whispering in her ear, "Lily, what troubles you, little one?" Startled, she spun around, but there was no one nearby. The voice seemed to come from the tree itself. Over the next few days, Lily found herself returning to the talking tree again and again, seeking its counsel on various issues plaguing her. The tree offered cryptic advice, speaking in riddles that only made sense once she'd left. Her friends began to notice her frequent visits, but they just shrugged it off. After all, who didn't have a favorite spot to hang out? Little did they know the secrets the tree shared with Lily. As the days passed, strange occurrences started happening around the playground. Equipment would move on its own, and eerie whispers seemed to emanate from the shadows. The children began to whisper about the tree's power, speculating that it was responsible for these unexplained events. Lily's friends grew wary of her newfound obsession with the tree. At night, Lily would sneak back to the playground, eager to learn more secrets. She'd ask the tree questions, and it would respond with mystical tales of ancient civilizations and hidden truths. The tree spoke in hushed tones, as if sharing a precious secret only meant for her ears. One fateful evening, she overheard the tree whispering something strange. "The light is coming, prepare yourself." Lily's friends grew concerned about her increasing isolation from them. They tried to warn her about the weird happenings, but Lily just shrugged it off. The tree was guiding her towards some greater truth. The symbol on the trunk began glowing brighter, illuminating the darkening playground. As the full moon rose high in the sky, an intense, pulsating light enveloped the playground. Children cried out in wonder as a brilliant beam shot forth from the tree's symbol, casting an otherworldly glow across the swings and slides. The air was electric with anticipation. When the brilliant light finally faded, the playground looked both the same and utterly different. The swings creaked gently in the sudden silence, and the symbol on the tree had stopped glowing, now appearing as nothing more than an ordinary carving. But Lily felt changed. She could hear whispers on the wind, see faint trails of light following the fireflies, and understand the language of the crickets chirping in the grass. The tree had opened her eyes to a world that had always been there, hidden just beneath the surface of the ordinary. The next morning, word of the strange light had spread through Willowdale like wildfire. Parents kept their children home from the playground, and a crowd of curious adults gathered at its edge, pointing and murmuring. They saw only an old tree and some rusty equipment, but the children knew better. Lily's friends, Sarah and Michael, approached her with a mixture of fear and fascination, begging her to explain what had happened. For the first time, Lily hesitated, unsure if the tree's secrets were hers to share. That evening, Lily returned to the tree one last time. The air around it felt different now, peaceful, yet charged with a sense of finality. Before she could speak, the familiar rumbling voice greeted her, but it was softer now, like a parent preparing to say goodbye. "You have seen the light, Lily, and it now lives within you," the tree whispered. "My purpose here is fulfilled. The magic must return to the earth from which it came, but it will never truly leave you." Tears welled in Lily's bright green eyes as she pressed her palm against the rough bark. The next morning, the children of Willowdale awoke to a shocking sight. The ancient tree was gone. In its place lay a perfect circle of soft moss, and at its center, a single sapling with leaves that shimmered an impossible, brilliant green. Lily approached it quietly, placing a gentle hand on its tiny trunk. A warm, familiar feeling pulsed through her fingertips, and she smiled. The talking tree was silent now, But as Lily rejoined her friends on the swings, she realized it had given her the greatest gift of all, a world forever touched by wonder, and the wisdom to carry its magic in her heart.